Hi, welcome to constructing a line that is parallel to another line construction video. That's a very catchy name, isn't it? Okay, so for the first example, we're going to construct a line parallel to line K. Okay, so to do that, you want to take your straight edge first thing, and you're going to go ahead and draw any transversal that you'd like to draw. And we're going to go ahead and place a point P on that transversal. Okay, now the whole premise of this construction is that corresponding angle theorem, that if the lines are the converse of the corresponding angle theorem, if the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines must be parallel. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and duplicate this angle right here. So in order to duplicate the angle, we are going to turn my paper, since I did it in this direction. I'm going to go ahead and make an arc that crosses it. Now my new angle is going to happen at point P. So I set my compass to the same arc length, and I make an arc that crosses the side of my transversal and continues down. Okay, I then go back to my original angle and I measure from intersection point across to intersection point as best I can. Okay, and then I come back over here and I have only one intersection point, and that's right here where my arc crossed the side of my angle. I reach out from there and I make an arc mark. So at this point, I want my parallel line to go through P and through the intersection point we just created, and hopefully this will work. It's not going to be very pretty, but not bad. So by constructing corresponding angles that were congruent, I've constructed a line that is parallel to line K. Okay, let's try that again. This time we want our parallel line to go through a specific point. All that means is when I draw my transversal, I want it to go through point P. So I go ahead and I draw the transversal, and then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this angle. So the first thing I do is I set my compass to whatever length I'd like to. I make the arc. Now you'll notice my arc is passing point P. That's okay, I just have to keep track of everything. I then am going to set the pointer on P and make an arc that crosses the transversal and is hanging out here in space. I then go back to my original angle. I measure across from intersection point to intersection point as close as I can. And then I take my pointer, I put it on the one intersection point I have up here. I reach out and I make an arc mark. I then take my straight edge, I line up point P with that point. And I think we're going to be off kilter because my first mark was off kilter. Let's check it out. Not too bad, but definitely not quite parallel. Again, notice I constructed a pair of corresponding angles that are congruent, and therefore these lines are parallel. Now, this construction also works if you construct alternate interior angles that are congruent, or you construct corresponding. So again, keep that in mind, and practice makes perfect. So try it again at least 3 more times. Thanks.